The National Council on Privatization approved the sum of 1.37 billion for settling outstanding redundancy benefits owed ex-workers of aviation ground handling service provider. Long queues at fuel dispensing stations in Kano gradually easing out. And the All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu promises to tackle socio-economic challenges in the country if elected president of Nigeria in 2023. Good day and welcome to Panorama. I am Frama Panyi. Remember, you can join this broadcast live on the social media handles displayed on your TV screen. In a bid to provide succor and ensure payment of entitlements to ex-workers of aviation ground handling service provider Skyway Aviation Handling Company PLC SACO, the National Council on Privatization NCP, presided over by Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, has approved the sum of 1.371 billion for the settlement of outstanding redundancy benefits owed the workers. This was one of the highlights of the 6th meeting of the council held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, Alex Oko, had presented a memo to Council seeking its approval for the payment of the sum due to the ex-SACO workers. After deliberation on the matter, the Council gave the approval for the outstanding severance entitlements of the ex-workers to be paid. The Council also received an update on the development of a 1,650 megawatts hydropower plant in Makurdi, Benue State, particularly the inauguration of the Project Steering Committee and the proposed publication on the expression of interest for the engagement of a transaction advisor for the project. Regarding the update on the concession of the Zungeru hydroelectric power plant, the Council was informed that requests for qualification were received from 11 consortiums, out of which 3 were shortlisted to present proposals for the concession. Further updates were received on the sale of 5 NIPP power plants, particularly the engagement with the Nigerian Governors Forum on the NIPP transaction, and the resolution by the governors to constitute a committee to review the transaction and revert to the Bureau. On the restructuring of the Kano, Benin, Kaduna, Ibadan, and Port Harcourt discos, Council was informed that the notifications of change of directors for all the discos had been filed at the Corporate Affairs Commission, while the Bureau of Public Enterprises has issued guidelines to the banks and lenders for the sale of their 60% shares in the assets. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The Department of State Services, DSS, warns that it will not be distracted by persons or groups from carrying out its constitutional duties to the nation, citizens, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The statement by the spokesperson of the DSS, Dr. Peter Afunaya, says it will also not give room to the use of falsehood and deceit to misdirect public understanding and perception on issues of national importance. While pledging to remain focused and unbiased in the discharge of his constitutional mandate, the DSS urges the public to avoid being used to thwart or undermine the service and its lawful investigations, as those who wish to act in the breach will be dealt with in accordance with the law. Cross River State has recorded 20 deaths from cholera outbreak and 33 patients are receiving treatment at different health facilities in the 2 local government areas currently facing the outbreak. Maureen Leo Ajom reports that the State Director General, Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Janet Ekpenyong, who confirmed this in an interview, says government has swiftly mobilized surveillance to check further spread of cholera outbreak.
Local government areas with cases of cholera outbreak in the state are Ekureko in Abi and Atan Unoyum in Odupang local government areas.
He had cases of cholera being reported, and we also heard there were a few mortality as a result of that. However, Cross River State government tried our best to swiftly respond to that. We had to quickly send a response team to the communities that were affected.
Director General, Cross River State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Janet Ekpenyong, who described the situation as unfortunate, attributed the death toll to delay in reporting the symptoms to nearby health facilities and said the situation is under control. She says the state had deployed a response team with representatives from the World Health Organization, the Nigerian Red Cross, and Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Program to intervene.
The source of water that we suspect that could be where this infection must have been from have also been taken, to really ascertain what exactly was causing this issue.
She, however, advised the public to avoid self-medication and maintain personal hygiene. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
And in Kano, the long queues at fuel dispensing stations, often associated with end of the year, are gradually easing out, although commuters have to bear with the unfriendly cost of transportation. In this situation report, Aminu Umar, who monitored the trend, reports that some major marketers are allegedly creating artificial scarcity by hoarding the fuel.
Reports show that more than 30.5 million liters of petrol was allocated to Kano within the last 2 weeks. However, people have to spend their valuable time in filling stations owing to what many believe to be an artificial scarcity created by some major marketers who are found hoarding the fuel, as in the case of a station that stopped selling while having more than 27,000 liters in stock.
You know, they have the black market people that used to come with their car just to refill them. A car can take more than 100,000 just for fuel.
They are still facing a lot of difficulties getting the fuel. And you can see that if not authorities, by taking this action, probably people will going to face a lot of difficulties.
Owing to intense monitoring by the Kano office of the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, which led to the discovery and sealing of a corn oil station along Zaria Road in Kano, with more than 46,000 liters selling at 305 naira, the situation is now easing.
They are not encouraging competition. If all majors are selling at approved pump price without restriction, nobody will go to independent market.
The regulators vow to sustain monitoring for the citizens to have smooth end of the year festivities and beyond. In Kano, Amin Umar, NTA News.
We'll now pause here for a commercial break. Panorama continues shortly.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
The All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu has listed the problems of unemployment, lack of credit system to allow workers own houses, poverty challenges in educational sector, weak industrial base of the economy as part of the challenges he is coming to address if elected president of Nigeria. The presidential candidate stated this during a town hall meeting with organized labor in Abuja on Monday, where he again presented himself as the most qualified to lead Nigeria among the presidential candidates. The session, which was used to dissect the Tinubu-Shettima Action Plan for a Better Nigeria, was well attended by labor leaders from the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Unions Congress, led by Comrades Ayuba Waba and Festus Osifo, respectively. Tinubu urged the organized labor to support his 2023 presidential bid, saying he has the track record for good governance and promises to make fiscal monetary policies work for workers. The APC presidential candidate emphasized his antecedents as former Lagos State governor, during which he transformed the state and powered it to the 5th largest economy in Africa that it is today. Director General of the APC-PCC, Comrade Adams Oshomole, who is former NLC president, noted that Tinubu's action plan will bring back dead industries like Kaduna Textile that once employed over 4,000 workers. NLC President Comrade Waba presented the Workers' Charter of Demands, which include a total war on corruption, which he said has almost destroyed the social and economic fabrics of Nigeria across the private and public sectors, and a reason the country is not making desired progress. In a statement, Tunde Rahman of the Tinubu Media Office said Vice Presidential candidate Senator Kashim Shettima, Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajagbiamila, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau, Atiku Bagudu Kebbi, Abubakar Badaru Jigawa, and Abdurrahman Abdurazak Kwara, as well as Honorable James Faleke, Secretary of the Campaign Council, and other APC leaders attended the interactive session. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has decried the low level of PVC collection by residents of Cross River State and appealed to qualified Nigerians to go and get their permanent voter cards to enable them exercise their franchise at the 2023 general elections. This was at the visit of the new INEC resident electoral commissioner for Cross River State to Governor Ben Ayade at the Governor's Conference Room, Calabar. Paul Abel reports.
The new INEC rec in Cross River State with management staff on a familiarization visit. The governor assures the political umpire of the needed support from government to ensure credible polls.
Issues that require action on our part, we shall follow and do so. I'd like to thank you especially because from your CV, you're a veteran, quite experienced, and have headed so many committees across the span of the lifetime. So I believe that Cross River State indeed will have a very credible election. I want to assure you also that whatever we can do without compromising the integrity of the election process, will continue to offer such support.
The INEC rep, who spoke on several issues including preliminary display of prospective voters, collection of PVCs, plan to reduce voter apathy by increasing voters from 26 to 60%, security, creation of new polling units, use of beavers, among others.
It is very sad that even those who registered up to 2019, we still have over 90,000 of people who have not collected. And the new PVC is out. Everybody, both old and young, that registered, they should now collect. We have a registration power in Cross River State of 1.5 million. But in no election in Cross River State that the turnout have been up to 400,000. And this is very, very disheartening.
The new rec was deployed to Cross River State on 3rd November 2022 and assumed duty on 10th of same month. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
UN Women and Women in Management, Business and Public Service are drumming support for female governorship candidates in the 2023 elections. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports that a roundtable dialogue was organized in Abuja to address some challenges ahead of the polls.
There are 25 female governorship candidates under different political parties across the country. One is Khadija Abdullahi, who is contesting for governor of Niger State on the platform of ABGA. Despite the turbulence in the field, especially as a woman, she remains firm in her quest to reposition the state if given the mandate.
23 years of democracy, our people are still suffering with poverty. We have salty insecurity and the women are tired. They need something refreshing, something more authentic, sincere and genuine and compassionate.
And so, UN Women and WIMBYs are reinforcing Khadija and her colleagues with resources to sit comfortably on the table.
We actually want to understand what the women in politics, especially those of them that are running for gubernatorial positions, a lot of them have experienced a lot of things on the field. So we want to understand what their pain points are. We want to know what are the areas that we can identify that we can begin to influence some of our members to begin to find ways to support.
The need for constitutional reform is apt to erase all obstacles to their aspiration. Do not be discouraged. We know what we come against, particularly the patriarchy issues. I don't have any doubt in my mind that if you sit on that seat, you will not do better. I believe that you will even do better.
With women constituting a voting strength of about 50.8 million, the forum is confident female candidates will make remarkable strides in the 2023 elections. Selwa Khalil, NTA News.
A peace advocacy group in Kogi State has taken lead in canvassing public support for the 2023 elections, especially during the Yuletide, a season that encourages peaceful coexistence and celebrates the emergence of faith and hope. The group says this has become necessary in Kogi State, particularly in areas like Okene around Kogi Central, to avoid violence during the period. Solomon Ayedehi reports.
The Peace Advocacy Group brought together Christian and Muslim communities in Okene, Kogi Central to sensitize them on the need to coexist ahead of the festive period. More importantly, the advocacy was targeted at enlightening the community on the ideals of democracy geared towards ensuring peaceful and rancor-free 2023 general elections.
Violence does not know religion. Violence does not know tribe. When it comes, and it claims lives of whoever is vulnerable to it. In olden days, election time like this, we burn our houses and we kill people. That's why we start to launch this agenda, so that our program will be peace.
As we go into festive period, let us continue to organize, let us dialogue and ensure that peace is in the center of our democracy in the forthcoming election.
While appealing to the politicians to play the game of politics according to the rules, the organizers charged the electorate, especially women and youths, to ensure they collect their PVCs to enable them exercise their franchise. This, they emphasized, will enable them take ownership of the electoral process by breaking the barriers of voter apathy, promote the ideals of democracy, and ensure a hitch-free transition of government in 2023. An interfaith peace walk along the major streets of Okene signified an agreement to the issues discussed. In Okene, Kogi State, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
In a bid to facilitate efficient and excellent admission processes into Nigerian tertiary institutions, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAM, organized training for Southwest stakeholders in the tertiary education sector on the 2 online platforms built for the process. Ife Oluwa Omosole reports.
Adoption of technology in any field of endeavor will spur development as it has proven to be capable of reducing manpower, bridging communication gap, and putting an end to human error. To this end, the Joint Admission Matriculation Board, JAMB, is about to swing into full usage of its 2 platforms, Central Admission Processing System, CAPS, and Integrated Procure and Syllabus System, IBAS.
And what's also new is the mail system, where now all the stakeholders, that's the institutions, the regulatory bodies, and JAM, can now communicate.
It makes it easier for us to also pass same information to the candidate, because these candidates are also on some of these platforms.
A training organized in Ibadan to reintroduce the usage of the platforms to necessary stakeholders in the tertiary education sector was also an interactive session where many were optimistic of a stress-free and smooth usage of the platforms.
This new one that is being done, there are a lot of add-ons that has made it very, very easy.
With this training, we have become so enlightened.
Full usage of the two platforms has been noted to have the ability to reduce risk of traveling, as all processes will be performed online. In Ibadan, Ifeoluwa Omoshule, NTA News.
And for sports update, Olumide Eguntola is our guide.